Alright, I'm Sree Vignesh, an aspiring data analyst with the 5 months of learning experience and 5 projects on my portfolio. And this is the 6th one. This project is assigned to me by Mr. Bruce Ariali, who is in Chief of Operations at GoodCabs. My task is to analyze the data given by GoodCabs and providing answers to the primary and secondary questions given by them, and preparing a SQL report, that is an ad hoc report, and also preparing a self-explanatory dashboard. So that will explain every aspect of the business. And finally, I have to make some informed decisions to the business owners to make more profits and improve the customer satisfaction. So to avoid confusion, I have segmented this video into 5 parts. Number 1, business understanding. In this part, I will explain the business model of GoodCabs. This will allow you to cope up with the analysis. Number 2, primary analysis. In this part, I am going to unraveling some interesting insights through my analysis, which will answer many of the business problems. Number 3, ad hoc analysis. In this part, I am going to show the queries of SQL I written for this analysis and the reports I generated through these queries. Number 4, introduction to my dashboard. In this part, I am going to show the dashboard which I have created for Chief of Operations to understand the business trends and satisfy the business needs. Number 5, secondary analysis and my suggestion. In this part, I am going to give some recommendations based on my thorough analysis I made in the last 4 weeks for business owners considering future growth of GoodCabs. So without any further delay, let's get started. Let's see the business model of GoodCabs. GoodCabs has a special way of running its business. It focuses only on smaller cities in India called Tier 2 cities, where there are very few cab services. This makes GoodCabs different from other mobility and transportation companies. Why Tier 2 cities? These smaller cities are growing and more people need good and dependable cab services. And also, there aren't enough cab options available for them yet. Value proposition for passengers. Passengers can book rides that are safe, reasonably priced, and provide good quality service. For drivers, the drivers are from the same city where they live. This helps them earn money without moving to the big city for jobs. I'm here to provide data-driven decision using tools like Power BI, SQL, Excel, etc. And that is about the business model. Let's discuss about my primary analysis. First question is to find the top 3 and bottom 3 cities by total trips. After my analysis, I found that Jaipur, Lucknow, Surat are the top performing cities, and Visakhapatnam, Coimbatore and Mysore are the low performing cities in terms of trips. Second question is to find the average fare per trip for each city. After my analysis, I have found that Jaipur and Kochi have the highest average fare per trip, and Vadodara and Surat have the lowest average fare per trip. I also compared the average distance travel and average fare per kilometer for understanding the trends even more clearer. Third question is to find the average passenger rating and driver's rating for the each city segmented by passenger type. After my analysis, I found that Mysore, Jaipur, Kochi have the highest passenger rating, and Vadodara, Lucknow, Surat have the lowest rating in terms of repeated passenger rating. But the ratings are good from the new passengers. And if you see the average ratings by driver, Kochi, Visakhapatnam, Jaipur have the highest rating, and Vadodara, Lucknow, Surat again have the lowest rating. Fourth question is to find the highest and lowest trips by months for each city. By showing a matrix visual, we can achieve this answer. For example, now we can take a city and find its high and low performing months. So let's say we are taking Mysore, and high volume of trip is from May and the low from January month. Likewise, we can find for other cities too. Fifth question is to find the demand of trips in weekdays and weekends. So after my analysis, I have found that cities like Jaipur, Kochi, Mysore, which has highest tourism, are performing better in weekends, and cities like Lucknow, Surat, Vadodara are performing better in weekdays. The sixth question is to find the repeat passenger frequency and city contribution. As you can see the report, the repeated passenger frequency has been put up in the column, and that is grouped by the cities. So this shows the percentage contribution for each city and trip frequency. So the seventh question is to find whether the actual met the target or not. So we have 3 targets to compare with. First on the list is target trips versus actual trips. The green arrow here shows that the actual overperformed the target, and the red arrow shows that actual underperformed the target. So next we have target new passengers versus actual new passengers, and the last one is target passenger ratings versus actual passenger ratings. Eighth question is to find the repeated passenger rate for cities and months. After my analysis, I have found that Surat, Lucknow, Indore have the highest repeated passenger rate, and Chandigarh, Jaipur and Mysore have the lower repeated rate of passengers. So if it took by month, it's May, which is on the top, and it's January, which is on the bottom. By answering to these questions, I have completed my primary analysis. Yeah, due to time constraint, I'm not going to read out the entire SQL query I wrote for ADAC analysis. Instead, I will point out some of the key aspects in the query and the report I have generated using that query. The queries I'm going to show in this video is fully written by me, but I have used ChatGPT to format the query. I also uploaded the report and the SQL queries to my GitHub repository. If you want to check or if you want to take reference from my SQL query, you can feel free to visit my GitHub. The link is in the description. Business request 1. City level fare and trip summary report. My task to query the total trips, average fare per kilometer, average fare per trip, percentage contribution to total trips by city names. So the motive behind this report is to check the total trips, finding the pricing efficiency and finding the city contributions to trips. So here is the query and here is the report. Our business request 2. Monthly city level trips target performance report. My task is to query city name, month name, actual trips, target trips, performance status. So performance status here means if the target is achieved, then it is above target, and if the target is not met by the actual, then it is below target. This report compares the actual total trips with the target total trips and evaluate the performance gap across the cities and months. So this is the query I wrote for business request 2. This is the report. Business request 4. Identify cities with the highest and lowest total new passengers. My task here is to identify the top 3 with the highest number of new passengers, as also bottom 3 with the cities with the lowest number of new passengers. So here is the query and this is the report. Business request 5. Identify month with highest revenue for each city. My task here is to generate a report that finds the month with the highest revenue for each city. This is the query and this is the report. Business request 6. Repeated passenger rate analysis. My task here is to calculate the repeated passenger rate for each city. This report will help to find the monthly trends and the overall repeated behavior for each city. This is the query and this is the report. So now we are going to look at our beautiful dashboard that I have created for GoodCabs, which is very self-explanatory. So this is our home page. Here I have 4 pages. One is general insights, other is passenger insights, and the trip level analysis and targets versus actuals. Let's go to the first page and let's see an overview about this page. So before explaining all these visuals, I am going to show you some of the extra features of this dashboard. And here I have a common filter pen where I can filter the data with saving a lot of space. By using the bookmarks, I have kept the filter using a button and I can do filtering here, and I have included a new filtering option that is text slicers, which is launched in recent times. So yeah, this is the filter pen and I have the menu section here, so where I am explaining about the abbreviation I have used in the metrics, and also I have said about the KPIs. So here we have a matrix table and I have a revenue by day trip, so it will show how much revenue are made from weekend and weekdays. So it will be used to do a day level analysis, day type analysis. And I have a actual trip versus target trips by month, and here I have a special KP top 3 card. So here you don't need to use the table, and we can click like this to see the top 3 cities by revenue. And so let's see some of the filtering options. So if I take Coimbatore, if I click Coimbatore and say okay, so close. Now the data has been filtered for Coimbatore. The Coimbatore is selected. So I have implemented a dynamic title, so it will change based on the city you're selecting. And I have also implemented a indicator. If you're with one filter, it will show one. For example, if I on two filter, it will show it is two filter, and if I click the third filter, it will show the three filters are activated. So likewise, it will perform the task. And if you do clear, it will clear the every filter. And I have a home page. So if I click here, it will directly take me to the home page. Or if I want to go to the next page, I can click this button and I can go to this page. This is a passenger insights. We are currently in the passenger insights. So for passenger insight, I have implemented only the text slicer to search the city dynamically. And here, if you have selected the Chandigarh, it will take me to the Chandigarh and it will show me the tooltip. So here I have a tooltip. So if I click this, it will show the new versus repeated ratio for Visakhapatnam. So if I take and mouse hover for Chandigarh, it will show the new versus repeated ratio for Chandigarh. And we can move to the next page. So here we have a beautiful ribbon chart where the legends are cities, and we have the top city by trip counts. So this is the top city, and if you click show bottom, it will show the bottom cities by trip count. And if you want to go to the next page, you can actually go to the target versus actual. If you want to see the abbreviation, you can click the menu button. It will show the abbreviation of NPS is new passengers and PR is passenger rating. I will give the link of the live dashboard in the description. You can go to the dashboard and use the multiple filtering option, and you can dive deep into the dashboard and you can get more insights about the GoodCabs. After completing my secondary analysis, I have learned about demand, trends, pricing strategies and partnership opportunities of GoodCabs. So my suggestions would be based on these things I have said before. And some of the suggestions would be out of the box thinking while considering the transportation and mobility industry. My first suggestions would be to increase the trips volume in cities like Mysore, Coimbatore and Vadodara. We have to run a marketing campaign on social media telling the benefits of GoodCabs. Influencer marketing would be very perfect for this scenario. Along with that, we have to implement the technique of rewarding. Passengers will get reward coin after each trip, and after collecting 10 coins, they are offered with one free ride. This will improve the repeated passenger rate and also customer loyalty with the brand. My second suggestion, if we take and see the high revenue cities like Jaipur, Kochi, it has also high average fare per trip, and low revenue cities like Surat, Vadodara have the low average fare per trip. So we have to increase the price of the rides in low performing cities and also improve the quality of service we give. This will attract the new customers and also retain the existing customers. My third suggestion, while seeing the seasonal pattern, February and March has the high volume of trips. And if we do city level analysis, tourism cities like Jaipur, Kochi, Mysore have the high demand in weekends, and normal business hub cities like Lucknow and Surat typically experience high demand on weekdays. So it is important to allocate the drivers based on the demands and nature of the city. My fourth suggestion for GoodCabs is introducing electrical vehicles in Tier 2 cities. This will be benefited in two ways. One, it will attract the eco-friendly passengers. Number two, cost of petrol would be eliminated. So we can offer rides at low cost and give a small proportion of profit to our drivers. By doing this, we can achieve more customer and driver satisfaction. My fifth suggestion, collaborating with malls, hotels, event venues, or even with big companies to attract more tourists and also common people. This initiative will also help the business to achieve the target set for each city and month. My final suggestion, I am going to list some of the additional data that should be collected by GoodCabs to get more insights. Number 1, payment method data. To identify the most commonly used payment methods like credit card, UPI payment, cash, to inform the marketing and financial strategy. Number 2, trip cancellation and no-show rates. This tracks how often the trips are cancelled or passenger don't show up to improve the planning. Number 3, market share. Collecting data on competitor pricing, services, promotion, and overall market share of all competitors. This will help to identify the trend in market and allow GoodCabs to adjust its offerings and stay competitive. Number 4, age and gender. This would help to understand the demographics of passenger, allowing for more tailored marketing campaigns and service offerings. Passenger preferences. Collect data on passengers' preferences, for example, preferred type of vehicle, payment method, trip time, and trip distribution to enhance the customer experience and predict demand. Driver performance metrics. Data on driver performance like completion rate, punctuality, and behavior ratings can help to identify the high-performing drivers and areas where the training is needed. We have come to the final part of this video, and before ending this video, I would like to convey my sincere gratitude to Mr. Dhaval Patel sir and Mr. Hemant Vadivel sir, and also Team Code Basics who created this wonderful opportunity for data aspirants. And also, I appreciate Code Basics for the affordability and the quality they give in every course they make. And I hope this will continue. Thank you.